Sent from Disneyland, history in our hand. So much to say about yesterday and the decades we have spanned. Postcards from the park, this journey will embark. See what has changed and what remains on Sent from Disneyland. Sent from Disneyland.
Welcome to the Sent from Disneyland podcast.
Here age relives fond memories of the past.
If it's your first time joining us, welcome. On this podcast, we'll take a journey into the past and explore Disneyland, Disneyland history, and more, with mementos, snapshots, souvenirs, and postcards sent from Disneyland, from 1955 to the present. Let's start by thanking my patrons from patreon.com. You can join in at any level to support the show and receive snail mail from my trips to Disneyland and from my desk, plus some sneak peeks and bonus content. Special thanks to Random Olive, the first patron to this podcast, and to the rest of the e-ticket patrons, Tania, Eric Daniels, Monica Seitz Vega, Bill Dreffel, Scott Cagle, Russ Romano, Michael and Christina Cross, Angela Reynolds, and Sheila Harry. C-ticket patrons Serious Inquiries Only, Debbie Weinstein, Jennifer Schneep, Grace Coate, Patty Wolin, Ben and Noel Bruning, and Greg Gorley. B-ticket patron Joshua Bell, and to the A-ticket patrons Elise Sharp, Zealot Infinity, Alexis Robles, Angel DeBlock, Daps Magic, and the Beyond the Railroad podcast. I am your host, your post-host Clocky, and today we have 2 postcards sent from Disneyland. The front of our first postcard has Main Street Station, with the EP Ripley pulling in. Below is the floral Mickey Mouse, as well as some attraction posters along the fence line. In the upper right-hand corner it reads, "Greetings from Disneyland" in pink. Also written in pen on the card says, "We rode this train and almost everything else." On the back it reads, "Upon entering the Magic Kingdom, you are greeted by a floral Mickey Mouse and the Santa Fe and Disneyland Depot, where a scaled-down model of a passenger train of another era puffs out of the station to take you on a scenic tour." It's postmarked July 20th, 1959, with an Anaheim Pray for Peace cancel, and a 1-cent green George Washington postage stamp, and a 4-cent purple Lincoln postage stamp, Scott numbers 1031 and 1036 respectively. I assume they visited the park on Sunday, July 19th, 1959, when park hours were from 9 a.m. to midnight. The weather was a high of 84 and a low of 64. Park attendance that day was 29,723. It's addressed to Reverend and Mrs. W.P. Carmichael of San Antonio, Texas. It reads, Sunday, July 19th. Hello, dears. Have had a wonderful day with Uncle Carl at Disneyland. So much to see and so lovely. Enjoyed a nice evening with Carl and Nell yesterday. Spent most of yesterday with friends aboard a 35-foot boat in Newport Harbor. Good time. Love to all. We 4. Since I'm traveling this week, I thought it'd be fun to look at an old souvenir that you can still get at Disneyland, but you also might find at a zoo, museum, theme park, or a national landmark. An elongated coin, also known as a pressed penny or a smash penny, has been around for over 100 years. To get technical, numismatics is the study of coins, a word that was first used in 1829, with a Latin root meaning of coins, and elongated coins fall under a category of exonumia, a word created in 1960 and added to Webster's dictionary in 1965. The word starts with the Greek prefix of exo, meaning outside of, and the Latin numia for coins. This study of outside of the category of coins includes tokens, medals, wooden nickels, and souvenir medallions. The history of elongated coins starts with placing coins on railroad tracks. The train would flatten them into ovals. People would then collect the smashed coins and engrave them with a design or the date and location the coin was pressed. Based on U.S. codes, you are prohibited from mutilation, diminution, or falsification of U.S. coinage. But this only applies if you are fraudulently using the coins later as actual currency, say making nickels into dimes. Since these are keepsakes, mutilation for this purpose is legal. There's a similar rule in the UK that stops people from melting down or breaking up any metal coin, but an elongated coin is not being melted or broken in the process. In Canada, it's illegal, but the law is not enforced, and usually machines will have blanks or slug coins, or people will use U.S. pennies. The first machine-pressed elongated coins were first introduced at the World's Columbian Exposition in 1893 in Chicago. A few designs were created to commemorate the fair. This continued through other exposition and World's Fairs. The term used for these early coins is oldies, which is anything pre-1965. The change in 1965 was the addition of private rollers. These were groups and individuals who made designs outside of large events and expos. The modern elongated period lasts from 1965 to 1985. In 1971, a coin-operated machine was produced, and from 1988 to the present is now known as the contemporary elongateds. Add some flair to your mail by checking out stamps at Enfield Post. You can explore different stamp options on our Etsy site, grab some great deals by following the EP Sunday sales on Instagram, or create something special and have her design a stamp array for your invitation or celebration. You can head over to enfieldpost.com and explore all the different vintage postage stamps you can use on your next card or letter. That's ENFIELDPOST on Instagram and enfieldpost.com for your wedding and vintage postage needs. Enfield Post is the official postage stamp sponsor of the Sent from Disneyland podcast. The front of our next postcard has Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Donald, and Pluto standing in front of Sleeping Beauty Castle. On the back it reads, "Smile please. Mickey and his favorite friends pose for a group portrait in front of Disneyland's most picturesque location, Sleeping Beauty Castle." It's postmarked June 24th, 1987, with a San Diego, "It's late, use express mail, cancel," and a 14-cent Sinclair Lewis postage stamp, Scott number 1856. I assume they visited the park on Tuesday, June 23rd, 1987, when park hours were from 8 a.m. to 1 a.m. The weather was a high of 75 and a low of 62. It's addressed to Mrs. Carol Thompson of Indianapolis, Indiana. It reads, "Dear Carol, out in California with the kids for a mini vacation. Dennis's family has a home here. Took the kids to Disneyland and had a ball. Been to the beach twice. We'll hit SeaWorld, I hope, before we go. The weather is warm and breezy. The beach was even chilly. Love, Lisa." Lisa could have had one of the first Disneyland press pennies. The first press penny machine at Disneyland came in 1987 on Main Street with a coin known as Mickey Mouse Rays. The oval coin is a classic Mickey Mouse design that you would see before a Mickey Mouse cartoon short, with Disneyland written above and lines or rays poking out from the center to a dotted edge. The second machine pressed a penny for Bear Country, with the Country Bear Jamboree logo, with Big Al on the right, and the same dotted edge. Looking through my personal collection, I don't have either of the two original press pennies. I did collect all 50 pennies for the 50th celebration in 2005. I got a few from Shanghai Disneyland, but since most guests don't have US currency, or pennies specifically, they use blank metal discs for pressing. This has moved over to Disneyland, where machines will take credit cards, no physical coins necessary. Looking through a full and updated list from parkpennies.com, only one machine on property will take your physical quarter to smash. Press pennies first appeared in Walt Disney World in 1992, Tokyo Disneyland in 1996, and Hong Kong Disneyland in 2005 and Shanghai in 2016. My incoming postcard is sponsored by the Art Throwdown. Art Throwdown, or ATD, is a craft hour on Instagram, starting at 9 p.m. Eastern or 6 Pacific. Art Throwdown is a wonderful community of artists who love to share their craft, from creating sticker postcards and coloring techniques to intricate paper cutting and unique crafting. It's always a treat to watch a show and occasionally get some one-of-a-kind postcards from the group. Each host brings something a little different to each show. I'll list some of the regular hosts, or you can follow Russ Romano 2021 on Instagram. The front of my incoming postcard has Santa Claus with a sack of gifts. Around him are postmarks reading Via North Pole Express and Christmas Day Delivery. The background is the backside of a postcard. It's postmarked December 18th, 2024, with a Kansas City cancel and 2 postage stamps, a 32-cent Father Christmas in a blue coat and a Christmas tree, and a 25-cent Deer Carousel postage stamp, Scott numbers 3538 and 2390, respectively. It reads, 12/18/2024. Merry Christmas. Wishing you a holiday season filled with joy, peace, and lots of happy mail in 2025. Rhonda. Thank you so much for the postcard, Rhonda. This holiday card was from last year, but I thought it would be a good reminder that it's almost time to get ready to start getting addresses together and preparing for the big send of holiday cards to friends and family. I don't remember how many I sent out last year, but it was somewhere around 100. We'll see if I can beat that record this year. It was also fun to look at one of the 2 stamps that was sent on this postcard. The Father Christmas in a blue coat was offered in 2 different versions. This one happens to be the one where the 34 cent is printed in black and white versus others that were printed in green and red. Thanks for listening to Sent from Disneyland. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe and tell your friends. It would also help to leave a 5-star rating and comment on whatever podcast platform you use. If you'd like to support the show financially, please check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/sentfromdisneyland. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Sent from Disneyland or my website, sentfromdisneyland.com. For questions and comments, send me a postcard addressed to Sent from Disneyland, P.O. Box 44, Hood, California, 95639. This podcast is not affiliated with Disney, the United States Postal Service, or any post office or Disney-related properties. Opinions expressed on this podcast belong to the host and guests of the Sent from Disneyland podcast. This podcast is produced and edited by Clocky McDowell, website designed by Misty McDowell, theme song was written and performed by Noah Sunday Lefkowitz. Take it away, Noah.